A ideia da mensagem subliminar é simples e também complicada. Com imagens ou sons, o persuasor oculto envia mensagens esperando modificar o subconsciente do público. O resultado pretendido é a mudança comportamental, provocada pela forma como adquirimos as informações.
We process information on multiple levels at once. And in fact, only a small amount of the information that we are processing at any given moment reaches conscious awareness. Subliminal messages are any messages that are presented below the level of conscious awareness. There's a number of ways that scientists do this. They may present a visual image very quickly, on the order perhaps of 1/100th of a second, even faster. Or they may present an auditory stimulus at a very low volume, and sometimes overlaid with a louder tone or sound that would mask the subliminal sound.
O Dr. Bornstein e outros cientistas dizem que os humanos vivem constantemente absorvendo informações.
You may be driving home from work on a very familiar route. You can be holding a conversation with the person next to you and realize you've driven 20 miles, you don't remember a bit of it. You process a lot of information without being aware that we're processing it at the time. Subliminal perception is simply a laboratory situation where you monopolize on our ability to process information consciously and unconsciously at the same time.
Os cientistas sustentam que a mensagem subliminar reflete a memória subconsciente.
There's a dispute as to whether or not subliminal perception really occurs. And there's a distinction between what we sometimes do based on cues that we're not aware of, on the one hand, and the notion of subliminal messages.
O pesquisador James Alcock leciona psicologia na Universidade de York, em Toronto. Ele diz que as informações adquiridas subconscientemente podem não exercer influência subliminar.
We may respond to all sorts of cues we're not aware of. You may see a sign with a soft drink ad on it, and a half an hour later say, oh, I'm thirsty, I think I'll buy that, and not say, oh yeah, the sign made me do it. You may not be aware that you saw the sign, but there's nothing subliminal about that. It's just that you didn't make a connection with seeing the sign and buying the product.
Hey, have you heard about the crazy new way to send a message today? It's flashed on a screen, too quick to see, but still you get it subliminally.
A publicidade subliminar entrou no léxico americano em 1957 com o surgimento de uma lenda urbana popular que persiste até hoje. Segundo a história, um publicitário inseriu alguns fotogramas do filme noturno num cinema de Nova Jersey. Piscando para a plateia, as mensagens diziam: sede, beba Coca-Cola; fome, coma pipoca.
So the legend has it, popcorn and Coke sales just skyrocketed. Turns out that was a hoax. Never happened. The data were made up. But the public became very interested and very alarmed by this notion that we may be manipulated by messages we're unaware of. And then science took another look.
A pesquisa de Bornstein indica que imagens piscando por centésimos de segundo podem criar afinidade e alterar as preferências visuais em pacientes clínicos. No ambiente controlado, os resultados podem ser reproduzidos 6 vezes em 10.
I think what that tells us is two things. It is a scientifically reliable finding. It is statistically significant. The odds that that's due to chance are infinitesimal. It is a measurable effect. It's a reliable effect.
The subliminal perception that people are interested in is something that has this tremendous effect, causes a person to buy something or believe something or change his or her behavior. So there's really not much to be gained from these very, very tiny effects that are found in the laboratory.
A mensagem subliminar também é tentada através do som. O grupo de conscientização progressiva vende cassetes de autoajuda com mensagens subliminares. Ditam que, com a ajuda das mensagens subliminares, os ouvintes podem absorver conhecimento subconscientemente.
Attention is a budget. It's analogous to any budget. I have a limited amount of attention. If I begin to spread that budget across too many areas, I lose the ability to attend, to focus per se. One of the more exciting areas about subliminal information processing is that it affords an opportunity for each and all of us to use time that might otherwise go dormant learning. Now, it isn't that we're going to maybe learn a new subject all the time, but by understanding this budget of attention, we can understand that it's not necessary to process information.
There's nothing in the way of a psychological theory or principle that could explain or account for why or how such messages could influence our behavior. I mean, for all practical intents and purposes, they might as well be absent because they're sort of washed out by the supraliminal material that they're embedded in.
Clientes em todo o mundo compram as fitas de Taylor que transmitem mensagens destinadas a educar e mudar o comportamento. Os usuários tocam as fitas enquanto dormem. As mensagens são destinadas a entrar no subconsciente através da repetição. Taylor alega que suas fitas podem acabar com muitos hábitos, estimular o aprendizado e melhorar comportamentos.
The power of subliminal is it bypasses that critical sentry that has the ability to argue back. It enters my stream of consciousness directly. It becomes, therefore, a part of my thoughts. If we can prime that inner talk long enough that an individual begins to change how they're interacting with others, act in reliance on it, then their behavior or their perception of the world will begin to change. And as that changes, we can build upon that to make long...
Is there no therapeutic benefit from them? But if you scrutinize these subliminal tapes, there's no evidence that there's any subliminal signal on them in the first place.
Os céticos destacam famoso caso jurídico envolvendo a banda de heavy metal, Judas Priest. Em 1990, 2 adolescentes de Nevada tentaram suicídio, resultando em uma morte. Os pais do garoto puseram a culpa na banda, por incutir mensagens subliminares numa gravação.
The alleged message was the phrase, do it, do it, do it. Of course, do it doesn't mean much unless there's some antecedent to which the do it is referring. And in this case, what the do it was supposedly referring to was the disposition to commit suicide. So the plaintiffs were in a tricky situation because they had to acknowledge that the kids were suicidal to begin with, and that the subliminal phrase, do it, tipped them over the edge.
O tribunal absolveu a Judas Priest de qualquer responsabilidade pelo comportamento suicida dos garotos. O veredicto determinou que a banda não havia criado uma canção subliminarmente violenta. Posição essa reforçada por alguns que estudam as mensagens subliminares.
You can get an effect in the laboratory under extraordinary artificial conditions whereby words that are presented, that is, single words presented so quickly that the viewer has no phenomenological experience of having read the word. With the right measures in place, we can demonstrate that indeed the word got in. That is, it was perceived.